Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm going to be going over 4 very important tasks, 4 very important things that you need to do before Christmas Day or just a few days after Christmas Day, because these are time locked items, meaning that you have to complete them within a certain amount of time or else they are gone forever. And so we're going to go ahead and go over these 4 items. Some of them you might already know and some maybe you don't know, but we'll go over each and every single one of them. So we're going to go ahead and get started with number 1, which is going to be the festive wrapping paper. And so if you've been around Scrooge's shop, not inside Scrooge's shop, but around Scrooge's shop the past few days, maybe the past week or so, you might have noticed these items down here on the ground. And so they can be anywhere around Scrooge's shop. Just go ahead and take a look. If you haven't seen, go check the back, go check the sides and front, and you might find these red wrapping paper right here. And so you can go ahead and pick it up and you can see it's +1 of the festive wrapping paper. Now it's not like Animal Crossing where you can go and wrap pretty much any item that's in your pocket or your bag. And in this case, I can go and drop or split. Don't really have any other options. What you do have to do with the wrapping paper is you can go to a crafting table. Once you're in the crafting table, you can go to the functional items tab here. And you can see there is 4 items. One here, which is shiny gift. There's a naughty gift, and then the delicious gift, as well as the handcrafted gift. These are the only 4 items that you can use the festive wrapping paper for. And so if I go and click on the shiny gift, you can see that you need 1 of the festive wrapping paper, as well as 1 shiny ruby and 1 shiny emerald. The naughty gift, you need 1 of the festive wrapping paper and then 1 coal ore. And then when it comes to the delicious gift, you need 1 festive wrapping paper along with Minnie's gingerbread cookies as well as hot cocoa. And so when it comes to the handcrafted gift, you need 1 of the festive wrapping paper as well as a holiday feast chair. And so if you haven't been collecting the festive wrapping paper yet, I suggest and I highly recommend that you do begin looking around and see if you can collect some, because they won't be around forever. It's going to be similar to like the Halloween candy buckets where they're only around for a limited time. And so if you want to collect as many as you possibly can for now, because later on, if you're trying to make more of these wrapped gifts for whatever reason throughout the year, you're going to definitely need the festive wrapping paper to even do that. So start collecting. And then a couple things that I wanted to mention with the festive wrapping paper is that it does always show up around Scrooge's shop. I have not seen it spawn anywhere else, so you're only going to see it around Scrooge's shop area. Take a look and see if it might be hidden, because maybe your valley is like surrounded with a lot of things. Maybe there isn't a spawn point if there's too many things around Scrooge's shop, so go ahead and maybe move things around just so you have some space for the festive wrapping paper. And then the second thing I wanted to go over for the festive wrapping paper is that the spawn rates, it tends to spawn maybe 2 or 3 every couple hours or so from what I've noticed. So if you're playing through the game, or if you stop playing the game and you come back after 2 hours, you will most likely see 2 to 3 festive wrapping paper around Scrooge's shop. Or if you're in game playing for an hour or 2, most likely you can come back and take a look and there could be some more of the festive wrapping paper. So in terms of spawn rates, I've seen anywhere from 1 to 2 hours for some to pop up. So for the second task that you really need to do, because it is time sensitive, it is the festive fish. There are a total of 5 festive fish, and maybe you already noticed it in your collection menu, but if you go down to fish, you can see there are duplicates of a certain fish. And so they have like a duplicate of an anglerfish here, which is now the festive anglerfish. But then we also have a duplicate for the bass. It's now the festive bass. And then we have festive fugu, festive salmon, as well as festive squid. And so you could count, there are in total 5 new fishes that were added. And of course, these can be collected. I believe it starts from December 18th is when they started popping out. And most likely they won't be around forever. So I would recommend that you go around the valley and collect them. And I'll go over exactly where to find these and kind of what time and what type of weather in terms of collecting these. So we'll start off with the easy one, which is going to be the festive bass. All you have to do is go into the peaceful meadow, and in the peaceful meadow you can go and take a look at the different fishing spots, and you might be able to find something in terms of like these bubbles. It's not going to be the orange or the white or the blue ones. It will be a red and green looking bubble, and if you fish there and as soon as you catch it, it will be the festive bass. And for the second fish I want to go over is the festive salmon. This one you can actually find in the Sunlit Plateau. Now it is kind of important because yes, here is the Sunlit Plateau, but you can't actually start fishing in the Sunlit Plateau until you progress a little bit with Scar's quest. And so you won't even see any bubbles, you won't see anything until you progress with Scar's quest. That's the main thing you have to do so that you can find the red and the green bubble, which then will allow you to catch the festive salmon. And then the third fish I want to go over is the festive squid. The festive squid can be found at the Glade of Trust right over here. It can be found in any of the fishing spots. It could be where all these bubbles are, but you're also looking for that red and green bubble, and then you can go ahead and catch the festive squid. And then the next fish I want to go over is the festive anglerfish. And I did go kind of out of order from this order that we're looking at right now, because this one as well as the festive fugu, you do have to have specific weather conditions or time of day. So for the festive anglerfish, you can find it in the Forgotten Lands, but it has to be during the night. And during the night, I believe it's considered past 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. around that time. Anytime after that, all the way up until the next morning, you can go and catch the festive anglerfish in any of these two spots with the red and green bubbles. The last fish I wanted to go over is the festive fugu fish. It can be found at Dazzle Beach, pretty much anywhere in the Dazzle Beach area where fish can be caught, and it is going to be only during rainy time. So when it's raining, that's the only time you'll be able to actually see the red and green bubbles, and you'll already know that it's going to be the festive fugu. Just like the regular fugu where you can only catch it when it's raining, same thing for the festive fugu. And then just as I mentioned, the anglerfish can only be caught during the night, same thing for the festive. But yeah, that's how you catch all 5 of the new fishes, and most likely they are time sensitive, so make sure you try to catch them as quickly as possible. In terms of how many of the festive fish can you collect, you're technically only able to get just one of the red and green bubbles for each of the festive fishes. As you can see, I have 1 festive salmon, 1 festive fugu, 1 festive bass. But if you end up asking one of your fishing companions to hang out, you have the chance of getting a second of the festive fish, which I was able to do for festive squid and the festive anglerfish. So now we're going to go over what can you actually do with these festive fish. And so in terms of trying to sell them, you can't sell them at all, because you can see the squid, regular squid, you can sell for 500, but here the festive squid, it shows up as 0, but you also have no option to even click on them to sell it, so you can't sell it at all. But you can eat them to gain some energy, just like for the squid here, it gives you 1,000 of the energy. For the festive squid is also 1,000, so they're pretty much equal to what their regular counterpart is. Now in terms of cooking, you do have the option to use these festive fish to cook with it. Now, I don't really recommend to do it, but I'll do it just for the testing purposes here. As you can see, I have 2 anglerfish, but I also have 2 squid, and I kind of wanted to use the regular squid, and then also I wanted to cook with the festive squid and see what the difference is. So let's go and cook the regular squid, and then I'm going to toss a couple of carrots in there so we can make a seafood soup. As you can see, it's a 3-star seafood soup with a regular squid. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing, but now we're going to use a festive squid instead of a regular squid, and we're going to see what the difference is. Are there any energy differences? Are there any selling differences? Do they look any different? And add the 2 carrots, and we're going to cook it. And in terms of visual, they look the same. I'm pretty sure I don't see any difference. It'll be interesting if there was like a Santa hat on top of this soup, but we don't see that. Now I wanted to check the actual soup, so let's go ahead and compare the 2. So in comparing the 2, the first one should be using the regular squid, which sells for 822 star coins. The energy is 2054. And then if we look at the one that's the festive squid in it, has the 2054 for energy, but only sells for 123 star coins. So it's significantly less, which is interesting. So I believe that is all you can do with the festive fish. I would recommend honestly just keeping it. Maybe you can use it for something in the future, but I wouldn't recommend cooking with them. I wouldn't recommend eating them for energy. I guess the only other thing you can do with them other than holding on to them, you could even just drop them and use them as like decorating, right? You could put them somewhere like on top of a table, and I think they'll look kind of cool for Christmas decorating purposes, because you know they still have the Santa's hat, they still have their special look to them. So that's the only other option that I could think of. Now for the third task I wanted to go over, because this is also going to be a time sensitive item and you don't want to lose the items that you get from them. is actually going to require you to go inside of the castle. Once you're in the castle, go to your left here and you'll actually see this Christmas tree, decorated Christmas tree. Now it's probably going to be empty right now if you're looking at it, but make sure on Christmas Day, which is going to be December 25th, on Christmas Day, you come by because you will actually see some items. I won't really give it away, I won't spoil it for you, but you'll get some free items from Santa Claus or Merlin Claus or Mickey Claus. Somebody is giving you some free items and I don't want you to miss out on that. You don't have to collect it just on Christmas Day. You do have a few days afterwards to be able to collect it. I believe before the end of 2022 that you can collect it, but make sure if you can collect it on Christmas Day or maybe the next day to claim the free gifts that you otherwise probably wouldn't get. So for the fourth and last thing I wanted to go over is regarding some of the duties, because these are going to be hidden duties. You might not even know about it because, well, they're so well hidden, but we do have something called festive duties. So if you go down to the village tab here, and most likely it's going to be near the top for you, but for me, since I did complete it, it's near the bottom. And so the ones that have these presents on top of it, they are going to be the festive duties. There's a total of 5 of them. And it's kind of similar to the Halloween duties that we did here, but now it's going to be for these festive items that we're trying to get. And so now we have 5 of them, and each of them kind of vary in terms of how long they take. You do have to make certain things, craft certain things, do certain things to be able to complete it. And of course, as you complete these, you don't get any Dreamlight. You actually get a present or an item related to festive or the holiday and all of this winter update themed items. And just like the Halloween task, these should also be limited time. So you most likely have to complete it before the end of 2022, maybe even prior to Christmas time. So possibly December 25th, these might be gone. So you might want to get started on working through these. You'll get some cool items out of it. And also, it gives you something to do and, helps you craft some stuff that you weren't thinking about crafting before, and just gets you into the holiday spirit. And so if you don't know how to complete these, because there isn't really descriptions listed, right? They just kind of just say ho ho ho, they say cookie taste test, even fish or festives, etc. You can kind of guess on what you have to do, but at the same time, if you really aren't sure, go ahead and watch this video that's on the screen right now, because I go over exactly what you need to do to complete each of these festive duties. Alright, hopefully this video helped you out in some way. If it did, please hit that like button for me, and then also if you're not subscribed to the channel, maybe subscribe, because we're going to have some really cool Disney Dreamlight Valley videos coming up shortly. Thanks so much for watching this video, and take care.